All right. I don't, Santelli, I never know with you. I don't know how much of the debate you've been able to watch, but what do you make of what's happened since Friday?
You guys ever play sports? You ever been on an organized team?
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes you get a couple of bad calls or the game didn't go your way, but it should have. A good coach isn't going to come up to you and say, gee, the other team really stinks. I'm mad. We're going to fight. We're going to appeal. We're going to go to every league and every lawyer. No, you know what a good coach says? Doesn't matter, okay? We're a better team than this. Just take this to motivate the team to move on to greater things. The Treasury Secretary, the 8% excuses, the blame Bush, blame the sun, blame this. What leadership means? It means that it doesn't really matter what S&P says. We all know deep inside that no country's the same as it was 5 years ago, and the market seems to be okay with it. And as for stocks going down, we were already Ralph Cramden on thin ice. Now an infant jumped on our shoulders. It's just even more weight. In the end, we need to address problems we know exist. A Treasury Secretary or a president should be out here not fighting S&P, not grabbing the other coach and slapping around, taking the umpire behind the barn. He should be getting the team psyched to overcompensate. I remember I had a professor in college. I wrote a great paper. Could never please this guy, but it made me better, okay? We're better than this. Don't get caught up in the minutia. All is BS. We're better than this. We need to prove it. We're off the track. Whether we're better than some other country or not, the real issue is we're on the wrong path. Blame the Tea Party. Geez, no wonder Kerry did so well in an election. If it wasn't for the Tea Party, they would have passed the debt ceiling thumbs up. We'd have been rated triple B.
Did you read the release, Rick?
I read every word of it.
What did they say about intransigence, about raising revenues?
They don't care if you get it from revenues or expenses.
But that was part of what they were. That was part of what S&P talked about.
I'm not going to get in the minutia. Listen,
minutia?
I don't need S&P.
That's top line stuff, Rick. Revenue and spending is top line.
Be a free thinker, Steve. Be a free thinker.
I'm thinking freely. Go ahead.
Is this country as good credit-wise as it was 5 years ago?
Yes, I do, actually. I do.
Okay, well,
I think it has the means to pay its debt just as surely as it did 5 years ago. But if you take revenue off the table, you take off one aspect of the.
Set on politics.
What happened at 3-1?
Listen, if my wife started spending 30% more this year than last year, and her answer was, "I'm supposed to get 2 more jobs," that's the same analogy. We have a spending problem. Taxing from an OMB standpoint. They say it brings in revenues. We all know that for the most part, the best tax years were years where they dropped the rate. Now, whether it creates jobs in the long run in this country, maybe it didn't. Because every time you get politicians a year's worth of better revenue, they make 3 years of bigger promises. I'm not going to debate you on S&P. I'll debate you on the following. We're on the wrong path, and our leaders are gone. They're on vacation to September 7th.
Yeah.
It is reprehensible.
That is.
Scott Nation.